Looks like the probable starting pitchers in that first game Tuesday night will be Nathan Eovaldi, the right-hand pitcher for the Yankees, who's posting a 4.35 ERA so far. He did hold the Orioles to 2 runs and 8 hits in his last start, striking out an impressive 9. But he did burn through 101 pitches in just 5 innings. He will try to be more economical, I guess is what they call it, in this outing, as he has faced the Tigers just once and has no decision to date. On the other side, we've got a lefty in Kyle Lobstein. He is 1-0 on the season for the Tigers with a 5.4 ERA, which isn't, I guess it's not too shabby considering the season is, so young. He will make his second start of the year in place of the injured Justin Verlander, which was, Verlander's injury was, certainly big news around the league, especially in the fantasy leagues. In his first start, Lobstein gave up 3 earned runs on 8 hits over 5 innings, hence the 5.4 ERA. But he did pick that win up at Cleveland. So, the New York Yankees have to face the Detroit Tigers going into the Subway Series, and the New York Mets have to deal with the Atlanta Braves. The 2 New York ball clubs have their work cut out for them this week, to say the least. And now we turn our focus to pitching, as there is a bit of a scuttlebutt happening in the league this week. There is some uncertainty surrounding the Cleveland Indians rotation, with Danny Salazar having been summoned as the team's brand new 5th starter. Carlos Carrasco pushed back to a Tuesday start, and Zach McAllister, for now, has been relegated to the bullpen. The Indians could use this Thursday's day off to skip Salazar's or even TJ House's spot, in which case Carrasco would pick up a second turn. As mentioned earlier, Carrasco's coming off of that facial injury it was just a very scary moment as he took a liner right in the mush. But it looks like he's going to be just fine. Now, the Detroit Tigers are finally going to have to face the reality that they have to find someone to fill in for Justin Verlander while he's on the DL. As mentioned with that Yankees matchup, manager Brad Ausmus said that Kyle Lobstein would get the nod for that. It is unclear, however, whether Verlander might be ready for the next outing, which is scheduled for Saturday. But we'll keep you updated on that. Brad Peacock returned to the DL and will be replaced in the Houston Astros lineup rotation with Asher Wojciechowski beginning tonight. So Brad Peacock is now on the DL. But don't count out the Stros, as they've surprised everyone so far this year, and they sit on top of the AL West. I didn't think I'd be saying that coming into Week 3 of the 2015 campaign. And Garrett Richards rejoined the Angels rotation last week, which lines him up for a Friday start this week. Ricky Nolasco has been making progress and is eligible to return once his usual spot in the rotation arrives later this week, and that would be Saturday, though it seems likely that Trevor May would make another start in his place. And on to the Tampa Bay Rays. I've been calling them the Triple Rays thus far, and I know it's a little harsh, but they've certainly earned the nickname for now. The Rays don't require their 4th or 5th starters until later this week, and they'll likely push both of those spots back to those dates. Erasmo Ramirez, Alex Colon, and Drew Smyly could all be candidates for either game, with Smyly a leading candidate for the Friday matchup after a successful rehab down at AA Montgomery. The Montgomery Biscuits. By the way, the Montgomery Biscuits are my new... They're my new favorite AA club, at least in terms of nickname. I just love the fact that they have a biscuit mascot with a piece of butter as a tongue. Okay. Focus. I'm going to get back focused. Anyhow, Cologne made a rehab appearance on April 16th and down at Charlotte. Not the Biscuits, on April the 16th, and it could assume Saturday's spot, though his current schedule doesn't really align very neatly with that day. And the Texas Rangers this week, probably thankful to their bullpen, don't require a fifth starter at all, thanks to having 2 days off, a rare 2 days off this week. The D-backs could, thanks to their 2 days off as well, skip one of their struggling starters during the week if they wish. Robbie De La Rosa or Jeremy Hellickson, who began the year as the number 2 and 3 starters, would be the top candidates. Chase Anderson would pick up a second start in that event. And the Atlanta Braves could push the struggling Trevor Cahill back in the rotation. As far as Saturday, that's not really the news coming out right now, but the Braves do have today off, Monday, but in the event, Eric Stoltz would become the team's 2-start pitcher, and everyone else would move up by a single day. Jorge De La Rosa is scheduled to rejoin the Rockies this week, setting him up for a 2-start week. So so look for Jorge De La Rosa to start twice this week. And the LA Dodgers will need a 5th starter on Saturday. But Hyun Jin Ryu seems highly unlikely to take that turn. He's sitting on the DL right now. I believe he is day-to-day due to shoulder soreness. And it's unclear who would actually get that assignment. But among the options are Scott Baker, Mike Bolsinger, Carlos Frias, Zach Lee, and Joe Weiland. Ian Kennedy is scheduled to throw 75 to 90 pitches in an extended spring training rehab start, I believe, this evening, putting him on track to rejoin the Padres rotation later this week. A setback is always a possibility, and that return date is not guaranteed, but it seems probable that he would regain his usual spot in the rotation, which is currently occupied by Odrisamer Despain. I hope I got that name right. If I didn't, go easy, folks, because you should just see the spelling. The San Francisco Giants placed Jake Peavy on the DL, but have no fear, because they will not use Mondays off to push his spot in the rotation back. Instead, they'll give either Ryan Vogelsong or Yusmeiro Petit that open Thursday assignment. So expect a carousel of pitching changes this week, and with that, some advantages are definitely going to manifest. And I'm talking about the Seattle Mariners, the slow-starting Seattle Mariners, who have stepped it up as of late. The Seattle Mariners, above any other team, are in a prime position to rebound from this slow start with 6 home games coming up, 3 against the strikeout-prone Astros, who sit atop the West Division in the American League, then 3 against the comparably slow-starting, strikeout-prone, very disappointing Minnesota Twins. So look for James Paxton, Hisashi Iwakuma, and Taijuan Walker, who all have ERAs higher than 5 to really step it up this week. So ERAs higher than 5 are always obviously bad, but keep in mind that we're only in week 3 of the season, and there are a number of pitchers out there with ERAs higher than 5. These guys are healthy, so keep in mind that the Mariners pitching matchups in their first 9 games came against 3 very good, very potent, very hot starting offenses. And Iwakuma stands out as the team's 2-start pitcher, as he has a 2.88 ERA and just under a 1 WHIP in 50 career games at Safeco Field. And speaking of potent offenses, The Cincinnati Reds are also in line to cash in on this carousel of pitching. Jimmy Nelson's matchup might not look enticing on paper, but if you look deeper at the Reds lineup, two of its four most threatening bats are left-handers. That is Joey Votto and Jay Bruce. And one of the righties, Devin Mesoraco, might be unable to play. So the lefties are the point here with the Reds. Nelson has leaned more heavily upon a curveball, in which he has altered his grip, altered his delivery slightly, which in turn alters the way the ball pops out of his hand. And curveballs tend to neutralize lefty splits anyway. So look for the Cincinnati Reds, look for the Mariners to cash in as the winners in the advantage department due to the carousel of pitching changes this week.
Super destructive. Unresistable.
What's coming your way is just what it seems. She's going to fly you to smithereens. No later can find her location, 'cause her name is Annihilation, and she's gonna find you wherever you are. Your lifeline is short, much shorter than mine. Deadly precision, believe you no time. Sun, water, merciless and seeker. Your body's glowing red to lead her, and she's gonna find you wherever you are. Problem solved, business done. From the Falkland shores to Vietnam. Sun, water, merciless and seeker. Your body's going red to lead her, and she's gonna find you wherever you are.
And now on to the batters, and boy, is Adam Jones off to an insane start. Adam Jones is off to just a torrid start to the 2015 campaign after becoming the first player in Orioles history with at least 4 hits and 5 RBIs in a game at Fenway this past Sunday. The O's won that one 8-3, by the way. The center fielder leads the American League in batting average, RBI, and OPS. Now, I'm going to go to a post-game interview from Sunday in which Jones remarked about, Jones said he received an earful from Red Sox fans, and I'm just going to tell you right now, they were not chanting MVP. Here's the clip from Sunday.
I don't mind this park at all. I was getting cussed out all day. I need to call my mom. Apparently she's in Boston from a few fans' comments, so I'm going to call my mom and see if she's in Boston. I didn't know. I would love to have dinner with her, but...
Perhaps they can discuss over some chowder Jones's .457 average with 5 home runs and 16 RBIs. Take that, Boston. And speaking of Adam Jones, his hometown, Padres, get to visit not quite Disneyland, but some sort of fantasy land this week, as they are set to play 4 games at Colorado's Coors Field against the Rockies' bottom 5 in baseball rotation. Then they come back home versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, who will not start Clayton Kershaw or Zach Greinke during the series. Brandon McCarthy is the toughest opposing starter the Padres will face, as he's allowed 4 runs on 9 hits and 5 innings against them as recently as April the 8th. Both Justin Upton and Will Middlebrooks hit home runs against McCarthy in